Hey friends, today's the day that I get to reveal to you my brand new website, Trinity Tree Publishing, for my small business that I officially launched in January of this year. So, almost the 1 year anniversary of when I first opened for business, so to speak, as a person who helps authors with writing, editing, and publishing their books. So, I had created this first go around of the website probably when I first started in book publishing, which is about 5 years ago now. I created my website on WordPress. I had no idea what I was doing. The basics were there, but the website design looked terrible. It was not SEO functioning. It was not that intuitive to navigate, especially on a phone as opposed to a desktop. And I just added so many services and products since I first got into this sphere about 5 years ago. So I connected with Sophia Labano. I'll put her information over here in case you want to reach out to her. She did an amazing job on my website. It was a seamless process. It was a lot of fun. And she is a Catholic business owner. And specifically, she specializes in website design and marketing coaching. It took about 2 to 3 months from the time I reached out to her to actually having a finished product. So definitely give yourself enough time because it is a several month process from start to finish, just because of all of the rounds of revisions and helping her get a sense of your vision, your small business, the changes that you want in your website. I'm going to go ahead and take you on a tour of my brand new website because I'm just so thrilled to unveil it to you. And it came out on December 8th, the Solemnity of the Immaculate Conception of Mary. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on over and I will walk you through my brand new website as we enter 2026. Hey friends, so we are here on my brand new website. As you can see, I have a Ireland green nature theme going on, which I wanted to have that throughout the whole website as the experience that clients have when they come onto the site. Helping authors write, edit, and publish their faith-based books. That is front and center as my main mission with Trinity Tree Publishing. This is my logo at the very top of the page, and I love how it's easy to access my social media on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, both at the top left corner as well as at the bottom middle. Also at the bottom, there is duplicate links to take you back up to what's at the top here, which is great. So I'm just going to start by taking you through the home page here. So if you click this button, it will take you to the services page, which has my freelance editing, my writing coaching that I offer to authors to help them in self-publishing. Then this is a bit about me, and if you click learn more about Allison, I love this typewriter that is on the top of the page. It has a picture of me and then just a bio of my background, my education, my experiences and interests, how I got involved in book publishing. It has a logo here, picture of me and my pug pup Leo. Then below that, I have my book series. So I have 2 book series for a total of 7 books that I have written. The first series is the Rosary Invitations of Prayer Devotional Journals on the Rosary. These books are very interactive. There's discussion questions, journaling pages, short stories, prayers and reflections, and each book takes you through one of the sets in the mystery. Joyful mystery, luminous mystery, sorrowful mystery, and glorious mystery. This 4th and final book is actually set to come out early next year in 2026. And then it has the release dates for the other books. On the right-hand side over here, you'll see my trilogy of YA dystopian books, with book number 3 is also set to come out next year as well. So I'm thrilled that I was able to publish 2 books this year, and I'm on track for 2 more next year in 2026. But I just love this visual where you can see both series lined up together. I love all the covers. One of my author friends, Kelsey Geedle, did these flower covers, and Benina Thompson did the fiction covers. Also, if you click here, find your next read, it will actually take you to each of the individual books. But I love this part of the website because it really gives you a sense of about my business and my mission, when I founded it, and each of the 3 pillars. So it's a Christian organization centered around like the physical creation, hence trees and animals. I have a lot of pets at home. Right now I have a dog, a guinea pig, a hamster, and a chinchilla. And of course, Trinity Tree Publishing is all about book publishing. And then my values and my mission statement is all listed out here too. So we go back to the home page. This again is just a call to action. If you're struggling to self-publish your books, this is the place to be. I was also struggling to self-publish my books 5 years ago when the traditional publishing route didn't work out for me. Just kept hitting dead ends, and I realized that self-publishing was just as reputable, yes, just as reputable as traditional publishing when done well. My services I offer are developmental, line copy, and proofreading services. These are different stages of the editing process. If we click inquire about editing services, it takes you to my services page, which is one of my favorite pages on the website, not only because of the pictures with the ink calligraphy. There's a beautiful image of looks like maybe a cathedral here. But I offer editing services, which this is all my background in the different Christian book publishers I've worked with, as well as individual authors, as well as my coaching services. I can coach in writing, I can coach in editing, I can coach in self-publishing and marketing. And I have actually 10 years of experience in coaching back in my days when I used to work in a writing center, when I did that for 4 years in high school and college. And then again, these are the editing services I offer. If you click inquire about editing services, it brings up my contact form, which is way more in depth than when I created my website. I just had like an option to put first, last name, and email and message. Now there's a section for your genre, your word count, your timeline, your budget, your book synopsis, so that we don't have to do like a back and forth on email like I've had to do in the past with many of my clients. I can just get a snapshot of you as an author and what you're working on when you first fill out the form, which is great. Going back to the home tab here. This is lovely reviews that several authors who I have worked with on editing have written for me. And then look at this background. I just love this. It looks like a Ireland setting in the backdrop with the green border. Just think Sophia did such a nice job on my website, and I highly recommend working with her if you want a website redesign or refresh. Next, we have my YouTube channel, which you're watching this video, so you have found the channel, but every Wednesday I put out new content on all things writing, editing, and publishing for your books. She was also able to embed my home video that's on my YouTube home screen onto the website right here. This is my channel banner. So this is a place where you can subscribe. And then she has a section for my featured books. As I mentioned, I've got the Rosary Invitation series and I have the Divided Kingdom fiction series. Both series are published under my business name, Trinity Tree Publishing. But I am familiar with both fiction and nonfiction, so I can work with you in either of those types of books. Then I have my podcast, which I just launched in January of this year, along with when I launched my business. And I'm on season 2 right now of interviewing Christian creatives on all things origins, joys, and struggles of being co-creators with Christ. So this is an opportunity for you to come on the show in about a 30-minute interview and share about yourself. Your creative projects doesn't actually have to just be books. I had someone on who does Lego creations. I had someone on who's an artist. So I think someone who does photography. So I'd love a chance to interview you and you can be on the podcast. So you can click here to apply officially. And then if you want to listen to the podcast, there's about 20 episodes that are out at this point that you can listen to over on Spotify. So that's my Work of Thy Hands podcast. Usually episodes come out on Fridays, not every week. It just depends on how often I have guests lined up, but usually at least 1 to 2 interviews a month. And it's a great opportunity. I do it totally for free. I get to know other Christian creatives and to give you a platform to spread the word about the work that God has placed on your heart to do. And then this has got to be my favorite. Look at this beautiful backdrop with my newsletters. So I have 2 newsletters right now. Both are on Substack and both are free. That may change in the new year. I'm thinking that I might make my author newsletter paid just because of the amount of work and effort I put into creating quality content to help you in all things writing and editing and book publishing. But right now it's free. And then my other newsletter is for readers. So if you're not an author, but you just love reading good books and you want book recommendations, or you just want to hear updates on what I'm working on with my current book series and my future series once I'm done, which is going to be crazy. I can't even imagine being done with The Divided Kingdom and The Rosary Invitations, but I do have some new ideas both for fiction and nonfiction books in the works, but that's where you can subscribe to those newsletters. So that's everything on my homepage. Now let's look more in depth at the books pages, because these were so very much upgraded from what I had on my website. So with The Divided Kingdom, you have all the big book covers right here. And then I love how Sophia made like an ebook and a paperback option. You can see the 2 awards The Divided Kingdom has won this year, which I'm very proud of this book. And then there's actually 2 purchase options. You can either purchase from me. I process payments using the Square app. If you purchase from me, it's a little bit more expensive. The books are $15 plus $5 shipping, so $20, but gets you a signed copy and a bookmark and a bunch of fun stickers. Versus if you just buy the book on Amazon for $15, then you just get the book. It's not signed. You don't get the bookmark or any of the stickers. But there's 2 places you can purchase for all of my books. Now, as I mentioned, the 3rd fiction book here, The Return, is currently on pre-order. So I just have it set up that you can pre-order the paperback right now. And then these are reviews on what others have said about the book series. Okay, and then we can scroll back up. I'll show you the Rosary Invitation series. Also look at this beautiful rosary backdrop here and all the beautiful covers. Again, 2 purchase options, and then the seal of approval I actually got for Breathe Deeply, and I'm looking forward to submitting the other 3 books for evaluation for the seal of approval, Catholic Writers Guild seal of approval. The blog, I also really love my blog page on my website, because I don't just write books, but for many years I have been writing short articles, blog posts, even poetry and short stories, and I send them to various Christian magazines and journals and blogs, and it's usually an opportunity for me to get a small stipend and get paid for that writing. Usually they're anywhere from 1 to 5 pages, but you can see that Sophia has even labeled them. She's put them in different categories as well, like seasonal devotionals is one, and then you'll see the relevant articles will come up there. But I think at this point I have like maybe 70 or 80 different shorter works that I've written. And yeah, you can just scroll back, or you can filter through them up here. So I'm really glad that I can showcase those pieces on my website so that all my writing is displayed, not just my books. This is the services tab we were on earlier. Just wanted to make sure. I think I showed you everything. Yep, this is where you can inquire about the editing and the types of editing I offer. Here's my pricing plans. My pricing for editing is based on word count, and you can see that I do give a very flexible range to help with anyone that is having like financial difficulties and being able to afford the editing. That's why I give a nice big range there. I also give a 50% discount if you want to do 2 rounds of editing. The second round is half off the price of the first. Also, I love this editing highlights. You can click through it and it actually shows samplings of all these different books I have edited. Just this year alone, I've edited 45 books, and in total, I've edited close to 100 books and many different genres. So I have quite a bit of experience, and I'm about 5 years in as a freelance editor. And then additional services, this is where you can book a writing coaching call with me. If you want a 60-minute, 1-hour call, again, this is an opportunity for you to bring all your questions that you have and just have me for an hour, and that's $40 for an hour or $20 for a 30-minute call, which is very reasonable price-wise comparatively to what other people tend to charge for online coaching. If you're not sure what kind of editing your book needs, again, these are the 3 types of editing I offer. You can pay $100 to get a manuscript review, which is I read the first 15,000 words and write you a detailed overview of how the book stands, its strengths and weaknesses, and my recommendations for editing. And here you can inquire about that, and you can just have a 15-minute consultation call with me about your book. And FAQs, so there are payment plans available. Payments are made via Wave invoicing. And usually once you start working with me to the time of completion of the book's edit, it usually takes me about 2 to 3 weeks, give or take, depending on word count. These are organizations I'm affiliated with: Catholic Writers Guild, Legend Fiction, Nowadays Proofreading, and Christian Editors Connection. Also, the events tab is very handy because this is listing all the different online or in-person events I will be attending or speaking at related to books. What's up and coming is the Catholic Writers Guild online conference, which is happening in about 6 weeks, January 30th to February 1st. I will be a panelist at the conference, and I will also be moderating several other presentations as well. There's 25 different presentations and panels. There's networking opportunities. You can join from the comfort of your home. I highly recommend attending at least one online conference with the Catholic Writers Guild. So many benefits to it. And I think it's only $40 to attend the conference if you are a member already of the guild, and then it would be, I think it's $65 if you're not a member. And all the presentations are recorded, so if you miss any, you can still get access and watch the recordings. All right, and then one of my brand new favorite tabs that I did not even have on my old website is the shop tab. Now, I have been working on digital downloads. These are just fun and helpful templates, planning documents, especially resources for fellow Christian authors. I have 4 that are currently out for $5 each. Like, for example, here's a patron saint for writer's litany. It's a special prayer, and then it tells you about it. You can add it to your cart. I also have a 40 days in the desert drafting spiritual guided writing journey document. Once I get probably like 10 to 15 of these resources created, I'm probably going to also create a bundle pack, a discounted bundle pack, so you can have access to them all for one price. But right now they're just set up as separate purchases you can make. And way looking into the future, I'm very much looking forward to creating a course for writers. I'm thinking about making an editing course that walks you through how to become a Christian editor or the ins and outs of editing, because when I was starting this process 5 years ago, that is something that did not exist, and it was really hard to actually learn and grow as an editor because there's little to no resources that are currently out there to help someone looking to get started. So if you think that you would benefit or someone you know would benefit from a course like that, feel free to let me know in the comments, because I haven't started yet, but it's an idea I have that I'd like to get to put together a course one day. And then this is the contact page I was showing you earlier. And that is everything. So, I'm just so thrilled with how the website turned out. And especially as we enter 2026 and I hit the 1-year mark of officially legally being in business with Trinity Tree Publishing, I really and truly am so blessed to get to do what I love every day in my small business. And I would love to connect with you and work with you in the new year, whether it's on editing, whether it's having you interviewed on my podcast, whether it's writing coaching, or having you check out some of my digital downloads. I just want to get to know you and work together and support you in any way I can on this self-publishing journey as a Christian creative, so that the books that God has placed on your heart will be true, good, and beautiful additions into the world to inspire readers. Again, this is my celebratory video of my new website. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye!